Hello, this is NatorGreen7000, and today we're going to be looking at some issues in NationStates. I know it's been a very long time since I've done this, but we're going to go ahead and do this. We're just going to go and do these three. So, I think I started with, I'll do Enemy Within, and I have some voice artists to help me with it, so it should be fun. 39 minutes ago, a hijacked bus laden with bombs was detonated in the lobby of City 02 Stock Exchange. 10 minutes ago, with all NatorState glued to their TVs in horror, spurting fires caused the building structure to critically fail and the stock exchange collapsed.
There's people trapped in the rubble! Shouts your driver, young Walter Lee, grabbing a crowbar, a shovel, and a small red brick from the trunk of the car. Emergency services are trying to get through, but traffic is gridlocked. Come on, boss. Let's head there on foot. We can start digging and maybe save a life or two.
Let's be level-headed here, suggests government aide Stephanie Wiseau, emerging from the vehicle behind to pass you a comb, a breath mint, and a diazepam tablet. The nation is in panic here, and your duty is to soothe their nerves and appeal for calm. Let's get a press conference set up, and then a crisis coordination center. We can be much more effective if we remember that you're the nation's leader, not an emergency worker. This isn't the time for press conferences. This is a war situation, yells your bodyguard Barbara Doolittle, motioning for you to duck your head down to stymie any unseen snipers. We're under attack, and we need to get you to safety. We've got to mobilize now and get to a secure bunker. From there, you can declare a state of curfew and martial law.
Yeah, another terrorist attack. What else is new? Dismisses your brother, glancing at his watch. Our dinner reservations are in the opposite part of town, and if we hurry, despite all this unpleasantness, I still think we can make it on time. Believe me, a building or two falling down is not worth missing this stunning rendition of Douagua cuisine.
I'm torn between option 2 and 3. Also, option 1 does sound good as well. Not option 4. I don't like option 4. I guess we'll go with option 2. Or, I think option 2 is best. Carefully staged grief is displayed by Citizen First Nator Green after national disasters. That's good. They're all kind of satirical, is what we can get. And then here, madness. Once again, the cruel hand of obligation drags you to the G20,000 Summit, an annual gathering of nations great and small. You are currently stuck in an evening social mixer where one wrong word could rival a nation's representatives and quickly escalate to hostilities. Unfortunately, several dignitaries appear keen on talking to you.
There you are. We haven't spoken in ages, enthuses Chancellor Kurt Zamakibo of Smalltopia. I hate to ask for your help, but I have a bit of a conundrum. I'm sure you've heard that East Labatuk, our largest neighbor, has become rather menacing and hostile recently. Their military has been conducting frequent training exercises right next to the border. The next thing you know, they'll be storming our cities with their tanks. To be blunt, we need protection from these communist warmongers. Would it be possible to station some of your nuclear weapons in our country?
Before you can respond, you hear a shout from the nearby bar. Hey, it's the head honcho of NatorState! How's it going? Exclaims Smalltopia's air chief, Marshal Chofufu, who seems to see this sort of gathering as an excuse to get uproariously drunk. Did the boss man tell you about our proposal to borrow some of your nukes? If you really wanted to protect us, why don't you just give us the launch codes after sending over your missiles? That way, we'd both be able to unleash destruction upon anyone who threatened us, including those vulgar Maxtopians.
Yeah, we're not giving out our nuclear launch codes. declares your defense minister, Macramera, who has been glaring at the Merovingian delegation with a look of disgust. However, Chancellor Zamakibo has a point. The commie parasites need to be kept in check. Tell Smalltopia that we will agree to their request, but only if we can set up a military base on their land. And doing it correctly is going to require a lot of tax units. Seriously? You still have weapons of mass destruction, calls Prime Minister Anders Anderson of Skandaland, who is eavesdropping from a nearby table. I strongly urge you to dismantle them. I know how they can make you feel powerful and lead to a variety of entertaining dilemmas, but the world would be so much safer without them. And more boring, but I suppose some people like that.
I'm going to go with option number 3. Makes sense to me. I only got one more issue that we're going to do in this video, and then maybe some other issues some other time. Okay, the story so far. You can actually watch these because I've recorded all of them. It's just over multiple years. In order to secure NatorStates' interest in Palestine, a well-stabilized and as well as stabilize the ravaged country, your government has ensured that someone agreeable to NatorState has been installed as leader. After NatorState's hand-picked candidate for a leader of Brazilistine was assassinated in broad daylight, then the next hand-picked successor mysteriously disappeared overnight. It's becoming clear that popping up a new government that is friendly to NatorState's aims is much more difficult than originally imagined.
It's time we left Brazilistan and that whole region well alone, Hillary Smoochinger, your foreign minister says quietly, putting a hand on your shoulder. It's clear that the natives are resisting our blatant interference, and our own popularity here at home may begin to suffer if we keep pouring units into another country. Let's just pull out and start spending that money where it belongs, here in NatorState.
I agree, to an extent. Your Treasury Minister, Timothy Lagarde, says, chiming in, we definitely need to get out of the area as soon as possible, but that doesn't mean we should abandon all our interests there. We need to pick a faction we like, show them how generous we can be in selling them some armaments, and bada bing bada boom. We're not only seeing our interests served in the area, we're making cash while doing it. Extra bonus if we're not risking any of our people's lives. It can't go wrong. What absolute bullshit, Pat. Absolute bullpat. General Dwight Powell, your Armed Forces Chief of Staff, blurts out before correcting himself. Yes, this puppet master routine clearly isn't working, but that doesn't mean we need to cut our losses and get out of the area. No, clearly we have something to gain from this, and that something is Brasilistan itself. It's time to take the place over and sort the mess out ourselves in our own time-honored way. Absolute brute force.
A lot of good options. I think we'll go with option number 2, I think. What is this? Okay. We got a banner. That's neat. I don't think I like that one. I think we'll keep it off, but still, we got a banner. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that was I think 3 or 4 of NationStates. Probably, I think 3, maybe 4. I don't know. We'll see. There'll be a playlist or something. You can watch the other ones from a couple years ago. But yeah, today is Christmas Eve, so at least for me, it is Christmas Eve. I'm recording this on Christmas Eve. So Merry Christmas Eve. And if you enjoy the video, I challenge you to indicate as much by pressing the like button. And be sure you're subscribed. And if the voice artists are in the comments, I would thank them for voicing this, because it is going to help out, or is... Okay, so from my perspective, it's going to help the video succeed. From your perspective, it either has or hasn't helped the video succeed. Because of, you're seeing this in the future, or I'm talking in the past, I guess is how it would be.